My favourite moment in every horror film was at least someone dies while playing the violin.
I mean, it's such a horror trope now that somebody dies playing the violin off key. Probably because they were playing it off key. It'd be really helpful if the villain just tuned the violin as opposed to kill the player.
Now that's what happens when your violin goes out of tune. You just die.
You just die.
It's not their choice. It's like they start playing it and it goes horribly out of tune as they play it, and it's just like, well, gotta die now.
What you don't see is them
they take the violin bow and have to like slash themselves open with it.
Trouble with living in a
extremely hard, given how
there's so much violence.
That was terrible, Tom.
Yeah.
I heard you
For
make
£2 a month, you too can help tune a violin.
Please stop this orchestra losing its lead violin player every week.
For £2 a month, this violinist can stop playing for horror scores and actually keep living.
How many violinists did you go through on this movie? About 10.
When it says no people were harmed during the making of this film, it's because they've actually said to start replacing violinists with droids.
Aren't people.
It's like eventually there's just computer tech. And just like, we went through about 10 laptops all on violin music.
It doesn't help though, because the laptop explodes whenever it plays the off note. It's just the act of playing an off note in the violin causes whatever's doing it to self explode.
The violinists explode. It's gone quite far from they kill themselves with the violin blow to they explode.
Well, it's like you play the note and something about it like resonates throughout your entire body and you just fucking explode outwards.
You played a perfect note to deconstruct the molecules in your body.
You've heard of the brown note. Now prepare yourself for the red note.
Oh, God. Can we start a podcast?
No.
That's a novel idea.
Yeah, let's start the podcast.
Fact versus fiction.
Does he like Judas?
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be the Zodiac Killer.
You've got the shovel. Go on, Trooper.
Child abandonment is a fun plot device.
Back away, I've got a circle of sin and I'm not afraid to use it.
He's a drug dealer. Oh, no, wait, no, it's worse. He's a theatre major.
It's not awful so far.
Welcome to Fact versus Fiction, where we've been putting off starting this podcast for the god knows how long, but we're finally fucking here.
Whoa,
and we're actually going somewhere.
Oh my God, you're recording, whoa!
Yeah,
yes.
Why are you saying you're like you're not a part of this?
I was being the fan.
That's never happened. Anyway, I am Corby, and I forgot to think of something funny to say here. I should have thought of something in advance, but now I've just made myself look like a twat. Tom,
good.
here's hoping you can do better.
Well, I remembered something funny to say, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
He doesn't need to be funny, but he needs the quiet air superiority.
You see how he's putting his nose in the air?
It's just an excuse because I also didn't think of something funny to say.
Oh shit!
No one tell them.
John, hurry up and save us.
No. Yeah, but it's going to be a fiction week, so it's going to be a hell of a ride no matter what happens. So good luck.
And finally, our resident dishwasher.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who else does?
I mean, I do wash the dishes on occasion. Sometimes I'll bathe in the bubble bath. Occasionally I'll slather myself in oil, but that's just not related to my farming
Does
activities.
explain why it takes multiple hours.
Yeah, the plates keep slipping out. It's quite difficult.
Stop waxing them then.
But they look so buffed.
Oh, now I'm just imagining a plate with like fucking hench arms.
This plate lifts.
These plates for fucking surviving Greece. This is great.
You throw the plate to the ground and the floor just crumbles. Like, what the... What?
You say it's the Nokia phone of plates.
Might as well be. You'd have to just survive Greece.
You can also play Snake on it.
You can.
On a plate?
It's interesting. Yeah, you get a python,
it's a real good plate.
You know, you dig like a little grooves in the plate, and then the python's a really big snake.
You're gonna summon Samuel Jackson.
It's all right. We're not on a plane.
I've had enough of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plate.
Really, he thinks the design is
Snakes on a plate.
one letter and it's a whole other movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how many Xbox, stop fucking giving me pop-ups, please.
Xbox. Stop
I
recording.
apologize for that appearing in the recording. The Xbox Game Pass thing just gave me a fucking pop-up, but it was just like, here's what's new on Xbox Live, and I'm like, fuck off.
Would you like? To
I know
give
that
us
Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 are free on there. You don't need to tell me.
You don't understand how.
I have thought of a hypothetical question. It's very dumb. I say
Ooh.
very dumb.
The best kind?
It's probably going to be a short question as well.
Good.
Unless anyone has an alternative.
No.
I
I have an ultimatum.
Shut up.
If
Don't.
you could eat a snake like spaghetti,
No.
would you?
Absolutely. As long as it wasn't venomous.
Would I eat a snake like spaghetti?
You get it by the tail and then just... Sorry, listeners. That was probably far
Probably
too...
a bit more of a vicious noise, like, you know, you have to get like power behind you.
With that noise, I'm
It
imagining
does-
you've got a line
like
of snake
Deep
in front
Kirby.
of you, and you're just sucking all the snake into a giant maw.
All right. Okay.
Matt,
better
I've just
question.
realised
If you
how
were
much of an
gonna-
innuendo this is. Can we stop?
Yes, I've also just realised that
Better
as well.
question. If you were going to eat a snake like spaghetti, tail or head first?
Oh, tail first. That way you can
Yeah,
bite
save
the
the
head
head
off
at
and
the
spit it out.
I was gonna say, I'd rather not try and stare at the
It's your meal,
snake.
man.
I was going to say, it also does depend on the type of snake.
Yeah, I wouldn't try it with an anaconda. No.
You don't want none.
Rattlesnakes probably won't be a great way to go.
Oh, think of the crunch, though. You
Cobra,
like-
you'd get to the end where
Matt,
it's...
why are you having crunchy
planted
spaghetti?
up. It'd be like, oh, this
So, no.
spaghetti's too wide.
I was gonna say that's also if it's crunchy, that spaghetti needs to go back in the pan.
You got some wide spaghetti.
Matt, with this dishwasher talk and the food talk, I don't believe you know what a kitchen is.
Suddenly turned into
I'm definitely not lying about washing up all
This
these
is a
times.
garage. What the fuck?
Why have you organised my spanners in the dishwasher? What? No.
Matt, why are there books in the toaster?
Because it must learn. Anyway,
Anyway, that was the hypothetical. I'm sure we don't need to do a different one.
no. Who's starting off this week?
It's always Tom.
usually Tom always.
tis I.
Oh,
I'm excited to
Art
hear.
thou ready?
I'm excited to hear if Drake appears in this.
Oh, I think you'll be in luck.
Oh, yes, love me to sing a Drake.
You make that.
Yes, so as it is Fiction Week, I will be relaying the plot of One Small Town, a drama which I myself wrote while I was in school. This is One Small Town, Episode 8, The Rain Won't Stop, Part 2.
I can't believe we're in episode 8.
The raining.
Hey, wasn't my idea to split each episode in two.
It saves on length.
Previously,
it's fine. Until the end of
Elliot
time.
and Simon had an angsty meeting in the rain.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Ethan discovered Jenny's suspicions about Rachel's boyfriend being not real. And we didn't get any Drake content last episode, but fear not. Because Scene 5
For one night
uses him
only.
heavily.
How long does it take to find a dog?
No, he found the dog.
And then he tried
He
to sell
found
it
the
to the
dog.
dog shop.
Then he called up the pet shop and tried to sell it to them.
Was
Because that's how that
eBay
works.
for dogs for the last, like, God knows how long.
eBay for Dogs sounds like a real shit sequel to Hotel for Dogs.
Are
What
they
about the
selling things on eBay or each other? Is that just dog slavery through eBay?
I think
Matt,
I missed, like,
we've
one
done
sentence.
we've done asking hypothetical questions. Shut up.
As always, with the ramifications of the choices I made in this show, don't think about it too deeply.
I certainly didn't.
If you have to remember anything, remember that the concept of time is irrelevant in this show.
Mhm.
Yes,
You
that's the
One
only
more pound.
issue.
not exist in a universe where that dimension is at play, so it's fine.
Anyway, Drake's stuff.
Anyway, Scene 5. Amy is trying to walk down the street with an umbrella and a small black box. She eventually gives up and huddles up to the wall in the alley next to the Bushman. The Bushman. The Bushman.
Hey, two questions.
It's
Two
Fuck.
Who is the Bushman?
A new challenger.
What I meant to say was
The Bushman come.
Lichmann's. I just combined.
The very end of this, Drake's like holding people hostage, and so, alas, Drake, you do not count upon the Bushman. He goes, what? He does a thing, just from the. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Also, I know Tom says like she was trying to walk down the street, like carrying an umbrella, and then she just gave up. So I just had a great image of just her being like, "Fuck it," and collapsing to the floor.
That was going to be my other point. Why is she trying to walk? Has she forgotten how to walk?
It might be rainy and windy.
No, if you remember, it's the 3rd day in a 3-day rainstorm, so she's struggling against the weather.
Is it
she's
windy?
going down the street. It's rainy and windy.
It's what happens when you
usually
don't walk for
windy
2
when it's
days. You
raining.
forget.
Oh, you better hope that, the Bushman is her only danger. The shrubbery lad at the other end of the street.
She huddles up to the wall
Bonsai
in the
boy.
alley next to the butchers. Lichmann's.
Oh, butchers.
Where would the
Lichmann's
Bushman
the
hide? There's no bushes there.
Bushmann Lichmann sounds like some kind of weird Germans just appeared. Bushmann Lichmann has appeared.
Oh. Not only carrying an umbrella mine, but also a small black box. She opens said box and takes out a ring, which she then puts in her coat pocket.
What the fuck is she planning on doing?
Getting
Quote the
married,
stage
apparently.
directions. Seemingly from nowhere, Drake appears.
Of course he
has-
does. He just appears out of nowhere with his copy
thought-
of Spider-Man and a dog. He's like, hey, how
He
does
does
this
have
work?
the dog.
Do we hear his terrified scream as he appears from the void? Just back into reality for a split second.
He appears with Will on a lead. If you remember, Will is the
Oh, wait,
name.
you
that he
named the
gave-
dog?
I thought you meant a boy.
Yeah, that's why I rushed to get that disclaimer out. Remember that Will is what he called the dog.
When?
When he
did
rang
he
up the
name
pet
it?
shop, he said that the dog's name was Will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will's just this poor child who we've not been introduced to in the whole story.
Will is a dog.
I need to send you this dog. You need to know its name. Okay.
His name is Will. Help me. Shush, Will.
Sorry.
Oh. So Drake makes a comment about how he and Amy are meeting again in an alley with very few people around.
Oh, fuck off, Drake.
Amy tells him he looks ridiculous with that dog. He tells her
Oh.
she looks ridiculous with her umbrella. Amy comments on how strange it is that they've met several times now and she doesn't even know his name. Side note, this is false. The very first time they met,
gonna
he
say.
told her his full name.
Also, can I just... I'm annoyed. Like, what kind of dog is it? Because Amy's comment
I
might
never
just be...
specified in the script what kind of
I
dog.
imagine,
In which case,
Well,
she's insulting a bulldog, and we should
Apo.
look around.
I was imagining a pit bull when I was looking back through this. Not Pitbull the rapper, but a Pitbull.
Pitbull the lead! Mr.
It's
Will!
Will.
If you ever see me with a small smile on my face the rest of this, it's because I'm imagining it's Pitbull, the Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide, if you go between
Drake
the
the
Bahamas and
rapper with
America.
Pitbull on a lead.
Oh my
It's the
god!
Drake
Oh my
Pitbull
god, the
collab
social commentary.
Everyone's been waiting for.
Also, I don't like the fact that I think Amy's starting to go tsundere.
I think Amy's just realised at this point that Drake is perhaps not as much of a threat.
I mean,
as he
she's
thinks he
punched
is.
him twice.
I think she's punched him thrice.
Tsundere! It's lining up!
Stop it.
Oh.
You stick to your
But
heart. boy.
But anyhow, at this point, she has obviously forgotten that he told her his full name, or more accurately, I did when I was writing it. But
My name
on
is
this
Drake
occasion,
Elder, and I'm here to drug you.
Drake lies this time and tells her that his name is Lewis.
He should have named the dog Clark. He could have been Lewis and Clark.
That would have been good.
I'm
I
not
don't
even
think I knew
American, but I just like
anything
the
about
idea
Lewis
of
and Clark when I was writing this. To be honest, I still don't. After that, Amy makes her excuses to leave and get out of the rain. And then Drake says, and I quote, "It's times like these you wish you were Adele." To which Amy says, "What?"
Yeah, that's my response.
Drake
It's got my mind.
clarifies,
Like,
and I quote, "Then you could just set fire to it. The rain, that is." Amy leaves.
you have
Why?
written Sims.
You...
So, the question of when I wrote this, it was definitely after Adele's hit single "Set Fire to the Rain."
Okay, at least it gives us a time.
See, I didn't know she had other singles other than "Rolling in the Deep." So
No, but I thought when you said it, it's times like this, and I honestly in my mind just went, "You learn to love again." That...
yeah, I thought it was a Foo Fighters reference coming.
No, it was an Adele reference.
All the
Times
things
like
you've
these, time and
referenced-
time again.
It was a reference to the hit Adele song "Set Fire to the Rain."
Like, of all the things you could have referenced, Tom, Adele was never on my radar.
Mm.
Oh.
Paul Will.
But anyway,
Stop
after
listening
Drake,
to Adele with Drake.
You want to watch Spider-Man 2 again?
Adele, Drake and Pitbull all together at last.
So off topic, John. Drake doesn't have a DVD player or a TV, so he's just got these DVDs. He doesn't
It's
know.
a pair of imagination, Matt. Also, I just realised that Tom in question is wearing an amazing Spider-Man shirt.
Oh, he is.
Oh yes, we talked about that before you arrived in the. Before
I'm
the
sorry,
chat.
my computer wasn't a computer.
That's all right. Once Amy is gone, Drake crouches down next to Will, the dog, and talks to him, telling the dog that he has plans to make her life a living hell.
What are you going to say? I've got plans to make your life a misery, Will.
No, he's
Meanwhile,
got plans to make Amy's
meanwhile,
life a
Bushman
living hell.
Lichmann just sits and stares.
The only bush for 500 meters.
No one ever looks at the
To
bushes.
be fair, why is there a bush in an alleyway? Do you ever thought about that one?
I mean, maybe it's a particularly aggressive hedge,
Yeah,
Well,
his
those
name's
aggressive
Lichmann.
hedges.
and he's coming for your shrubberies.
A little bit later, Drake knocks on the front door of the Cobsterns' house. Chloe
Why does-
Cobstern
Oh,
answers.
wait. Why does he know where that is?
He doesn't. He's just knocking. He's going door to door
With the dog?
with the dog. He's trying to sell the dog.
Trying to sell the dog and some drugs.
Just like blood there. Hey, you want to buy a dog? No. All right. Hey, you want to buy a dog? Just like over
You
and
just
over.
knocked on my door. I don't want to buy your dog. He's been knocking on the same door for an hour. For some
So
reason, the guy in the house keeps answering the door, expecting
maybe,
someone else.
maybe this time it'll be the postman with my order. So Chloe answers the door, and Drake tells her that he has to sell his dog and wants to know if she's interested. Chloe says she's not sure if it's the right time for the family to have a dog, and she's not sure if her children will be ready for one.
Please don't tell me she's about to tell Drake what's happened.
At that moment, after she says that she's not sure if the children would want one, Rachel appears and says a lot of things that basically amount to, "Oh my god, that's the cutest dog I've ever seen in my life, we have to get it."
Poor Will, being auctioned off to slavery.
Chloe gives in to accepts that Rachel wants to get the dog, but she does mention the family is facing money struggles.
Well, without the gambling
the cost
stash,
might
where
be
will
a
they get
problem.
their money from?
Drake says that that's all right and offers to sell her the dog. Do you want to guess with a price tag that he puts on this dog?
Like
10
10 quid?
$50.
Okay, we've got 10, 10, and 50.
The finest Yorkshire ale, one from Weatherspoons. The
He
cheapest.
says he'll sell it to her for £100.
I'm still closest. I
Is
think
that
win.
cheap for a dog? That sounds.
I
cheap for
honestly
a-
don't know,
It's
but
depends
Chloe
on-
accepts.
Damn, she just got 100 on her. Jesus Christ.
Now she just has to buy all the things that
Oh.
you need to care for a dog.
I was going to say, or does she has to pay in installments? Is Drake going to come round every month?
Well,
He's gonna. My brain just went. She's paying installments. She has to get given a piece of the dog each month. Oh no!
You get a better
Oh,
food.
no.
Everywhere else just kind of is fine.
Drake does tell her not to worry about getting the money to him straight away, and he hands her a piece of paper telling her that it's his number. He leaves the dog with them and walks away, hands in pockets, smirking to himself. Simon passes him as he arrives home back from his angsty man-to-man with Elliot, and discovers that the family has a dog now.
Is the number Drake's, or is he just giving in the
Drake
number?
is
pet
such
shop?
an idiot. He's got no.
I
No,
don't know.
seriously,
There's
he's got
a
no
potential
proof.
5D
He's sold-
chess. There's a potential 5D chess move where he tries to accuse that, like he calls in and say, "Oh, I've discovered this family with the missing dog."
Don't give Drake that much credit.
Maybe even so.
I said
it's
it was
just
a
like,
5D move.
But even
I
so,
didn't-
it's just like, oh, someone sold it to us. You can have it back. Oh, okay, there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
say it's a
And-
5D
and
move
he's
from a
got-
2D
Also, here's
character.
the cash.
Yeah, he's
What-
got no proof that he's actually sold the dog. He can literally turn up and say, "I'd like my money now," and they just go, "My money for what?" The dog is like, "Oh, you not got it? What? No." And just like he's got no proof in any way, shape, or form. It's not even his dog to start off with.
No, yeah. Do remember, this is also just some poor family's missing dog.
This
That's
is
what I'm
made
saying.
all the
He
much
goes-
worse if you ignore
he goes to the-
Tom's point about it being a dog, and we're still imagining
What
Will
a
as
boy.
a man.
Odd
Oh.
connotations.
What are you gonna say, Corby?
I'm gonna say if Gusty's seen the missing poster with like the contact number on it or whatever, he could just be like, "Yo, this family have your dog. They're not
I
giving
don't-
it up."
I don't think Drake's smart enough.
We will see what happens with this Drake gets a dog storyline.
He
Furious.
Does
doesn't
the
have a dog
storyline
anymore.
get-
Well,
Does it
Drake
get
sells a
dropped?
dog.
Does it get dropped
get
because he
drunk?
doesn't have a fucking dog?
Oh,
Mhm.
Trogdor?
we'll see where that all goes. So Simon arrives home and discovers the family has a dog now. He says "great," and I genuinely have no idea if the line is meant to be delivered sarcastically or not.
No,
It
but
reads sarcastically, but I think it was meant to be genuine.
isn't it more terrifying than it is so over the top June, like great, and then he just goes upstairs? I think that's more scary.
Yeah, a lot of times in the script, there's a bit of dialogue where it's hard to read because in my mind I thought I don't need to write like any stage directions to do with how this is meant to be delivered because I'm going to film this one day, and on the day I'll just tell the actor how to say it.
Assuming you remember how
Yeah.
it's meant to be said.
Yeah, no.
This was long before I ever took screenwriting as a module.
I mean, shoot for the stars, Tom. Even if you miss, you end up floating in space in the void.
Yeah. And you might even hit a couple of them. Hopefully there'll be stars you don't like. I'm not advocating shooting celebrities.
Let's wait for someone to say I am.
Oh, so that was scene 5. That was your Drake content.
Fucking Drake. Jesus Christ. He doesn't disappoint. Like, it's always something.
No, I think it's not. He doesn't disappoint. It's the fact that he all consistently disappoints.
He disappoints, but in the way you least expect him to.
He doesn't disappoint in his ability to disappoint us.
I came expecting to be disappointed, and I was disappointed.
Oh.
Work that one out, people.
No.
Scene 6. Ben shows up at Amy's door in a very good mood. He knocks, but there is no response.
Didn't
tries-
Ben... Sorry. Did we last met Ben? Last saw Ben, wasn't he in the park? And his
Yes,
phone.
he was in the park and he got his phone stolen by Drake.
Why is he in a good mood?
Just in a good mood.
Just in a good mood.
He's a jovial fella.
He didn't get attacked by the Bushman on the way home, and that was a bonus.
Look, Bushman
maybe he did.
Lichmann is not an aggressive character, Matt. He just stands in the park and yells at people.
He's
Like
patient.
any good doomsayer. He knows that the druids are coming for you and your children, and no one will listen to him.
And then when the druids come for him, he runs away because he's got a little sprig of mistletoe on top of him, and the druids are constantly trying to cut the mistletoe off. So you just see the Bushman running away from druids.
Didn't ever get my lucky charms.
The lore of Once More Town grows ever deeper.
What's happening in the background is often wilder than what's happening on screen.
Look, if we were
Like
to
that
ever
episode of
film that,
Community where
that would be
Abed
what
has a
I
whole
want to do
storyline
with
in
this
the
show.
background.
The problem is, it would be that kind of thing where it's
like-
like all the cool shit happens to the background. You just have all the scenes are characters talking about, oh, did you see that cool thing? Oh, that was so cool, wasn't it? And you actually see it.
It's like
No,
the
because
Dark
then
Souls
Bushman
of show.
Lichman isn't even... Exactly that.
Gotta
The
piece
Bushman
together the
Lichman's had a-
background lore on your fucking own.
Do we just see a druid sweep up Bushman Lichman in a bag? Just running away with it on their back, the little sprig of mistletoe, just bouncing out the back of the bag.
Screaming 9 at the back.
Shrubbery boy running after the druids trying to save Bushman.
If I make this shrubbery boy in, like, you're trying to make him a thing of this, aren't you?
I like the idea. He's just a sidekick called Shrubbery Boy or Shrubbery Lad.
Lad.
Shrubbery lad. So while all that's going on in the background, Ben knocks, but there's no response. He tries the handle, and the door does open.
Does
He
Amy
goes
not lock
in,
her house?
calling for Amy. It's Amy's house.
That's why I just asked if she didn't lock her house.
Apparently not.
I don't think she has, like, one time throughout this whole series, which is probably why her mother
Multiple
left.
times. Multiple times. Drake, didn't he walk in and leave a letter? The door has not been locked.
The door has not been locked.
Actually, that might be why,
he
now that I
goes
think
in.
about it. Maybe her
Did her
mother took
mum-
all the keys when she walked out.
Literally, I say, did her mum leave? I'm taking the keys. They didn't have a dog, so I'm taking the keys.
He goes in, calling for Amy, but he hears no response. He goes to check in a few rooms, thinking out loud. He says that he wouldn't have thought Amy would go out in all of this rain. He hears the noise of a door opening, and he calls out for Amy, goes back into the hallway. The stage directions read as follows. There is a clatter, and Ben sees someone in a hood running into the woods. He shuts the door and re-enters the kitchen.
It's
Frustrated,
Lichmann.
he grabs a blank piece of paper from the worktop and starts writing on it.
Bushmann,
When he is
Lichmann!
finished writing, he holds it up and the letter reads, "Stay away from this house or you will face the consequences." Just then, Amy walks in and flings her coat over a chair.
Amy,
Is-
did you
is
just
the
see
man
Bushman Lichmann run into the bushes?
Has Drake managed to get here ahead of Ben? Was he just crouching in the house in a hoodie? Did Bushman Lichmann scare Drake off? And he's actually the secret hero.
All will be revealed.
We need a secret hero now that Harry O'Daniels has been
You're
deconfirmed
really
is
trying to
not
make
real.
Bushman Lichman a thing.
It really is.
You can blame Corby on that.
I mispronounced Butcher one time.
Oh, we've got a new character, boys!
I am up for Bushman, but at the same point, leave it a bit. Space it out. You'd kill it off within 20 minutes.
It's
I
just
don't
that
think
a
John's a
random
fan of
man
Bushman
ran into the
Lichmann.
woods and I
will
couldn't
cut
help
you.
it.
Sorry. For the government, I am not going to cut him.
He's going to lick me instead,
disclaimer.
and I will hate it. He'll be dressed as a bush.
Anyway.
Almost as soon as Amy enters, Ben blurts out a confession of love.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
I love you, I'm in
That's
your
why
house.
he was in a
okay.
good mood. He was on his way to tell Amy he loved her.
I want to make a prediction. Is Amy gonna is the ring gonna come into play, and are we gonna get a sudden proposal? And he said arranged marriage.
Impromptu, Matt. Impromptu.
Thank you.
You can technically marry in 16 of the permission of
Oh
your
shit,
parents.
this is just
You
Darling in
can't
the Franks again, isn't it? Oh, for fuck's sake.
God.
Okay.
Well, Ben tells Amy he loves her. Amy's attention shifts to the letter in Ben's hand, which, if you remember, reads, "Stay away from this house or you will face the consequences."
Oh no.
She snatches the letter out of his hand and reads it aloud, and it doesn't take her very long to put two and two together and come to the wrong conclusion, accusing Ben of being the one who's been sending her threatening messages.
Third
How many-
person!
I was gonna
Third
say,
person she's done this to.
so Simon, who else?
Jenny.
Simon, Jenny, and now Ben.
No.
Initially Jenny, then Simon, now Ben.
To be honest, we
Drake?
should give her some,
No,
a
not
bit
yet.
of like what's the word? Give her some leeway. She has had a
Slack.
head wound, so she may just have terrible short-term memory currently. She might still be
Oh.
concussed.
Well,
The way that the medicine works in this world, yeah, maybe.
I mean,
Just
she
have a
got
little light
medical
on, you'll be
advice from
okay.
an imaginary person, John.
Oh. Well, she postulates that Ben never liked the fact she was living there alone, so was sending her the note so that she'd move out and come and live with him.
Yes, with his mum.
And as Corby says, the third person she's accused, Drake has not even crossed her mind as a suspect at this
Why?
point.
Because she doesn't know who the fuck he is. She forgets his name.
But she could still say, I wonder if it's that strange man with the
Or
dog.
it's that really creepy guy who keeps hovering around and saying creepy things.
Extremely selective memory loss. I'm waiting for that to be a plot point.
Well, Ben defends himself, saying that the letter that he just wrote was a threat for the threatener, and he does point out...
Threatener.
I thought you just meant like violently. Like, ah!
I also imagine just like all of a sudden it's just like he's got a sword.
He also points out that he and Amy hadn't even met when Amy received the first note. Before he can defend himself any further, however, Amy's phone receives a text. She looks at it and reads it aloud. Soon your fire will go out.
Oh,
She
my.
asks Ben what the hell that even means, and Ben says he has no idea, but Amy points out that this text came from his phone.
Gasp! Does Ben say, hey, I don't actually have my phone on me? Shit, where's my phone gone?
Before he can say anything, Amy says, and I quote,
Get the fuck
"You are
out.
not worth the breath of this argument," and storms out, slamming the door behind her.
Or of her own house!
Yes, she did just storm out of her own house.
I mean, I might have
I
lost
like
the personal
how
love, but
all three
shit
of us
freak
were going to
out.
say the same thing, but I hesitated because I knew someone else was going to say it.
That whole scene it screams of idiocy, because unless Ben has jury-rigged a way to send a delayed message on his phone, he obviously
You
didn't
can.
send the message.
I mean, Siri and shit, but you can, but still. Well,
Like,
that is-
my hands were here, I did not send that text.
Siri, please send this message to Amy at this precise time when I assume we're having an argument in the kitchen.
You can just
They're
say
in-
send this
they're in the
at this
hallway.
time, but it doesn't matter.
The people are so dumb.
After she
Yeah.
leaves, Ben notes that she forgot her coat, which he picks up from the chair. As he does so,
You
a
forgot
small
your
black
hat.
box falls out of the pocket. Curiosity getting the better of him, he opens it up and sees that it's an engagement ring.
Wait, no, but she put it in her pocket.
Yeah, in her coat pocket. Then she
I
put her
thought you-
coat on the
I
chair.
thought you
walked
said
in,
you took it out the box. Sorry, I've added in my own extra step where she took the ring out.
Oh no! Actually, you're right. She did, in the stage directions, take the ring out, put it in her pocket.
Continuity error.
That is a continuity error.
To be, if she put that in her coat pocket, it could still have fallen out of the coat pocket. But
Let's go with that because John looks in extreme pain.
Yeah.
Man, it's suddenly
Anyway.
very cold because of the fans of this new PC. I'm getting a very cold crack. Last thing you do this, the better.
Ben opens it up, sees it's an engagement ring, and at that point, Amy comes back in, saying that she forgot her coat, and then
It's
sees
her
Ben
house!
with the ring.
She could just get rid of Ben. It's her fucking house. I mean,
She
she can't
seems-
keep him out because she can't lock the door, but that's not the point. It's the principle.
Oh, seeing Ben with the ring, they sort of have an awkward, just looking at each other moment. Ben says, "Amy, what's this?" Amy, "Nothing." Ben, "Is this an engagement ring? Were you planning to propose?" And that is the end of that scene.
Okay, I know we
you-
said ignore time. How long have they been dating?
Not long. This is
A
a
month
very
or more.
early. This is a very fast.
she needs to rope someone else in to pay the bills.
Oh my god!
No, that was the first thought. At the same point, you offered to do that anyway.
Oh.
Tom, you've written the most disappointing Telltale game I can think of.
Oh, it's because Telltale's gone bust, John. There was
No.
no one to buff up the script.
You mean you say that, but the final season of The Walking Dead wasn't terrible,
Yeah.
and they got someone else to finish that.
Wasn't there a Batman Telltale game? Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yes, there was.
Doesn't matter. Ignore it.
Scene 7.
So I'm
Like
not
you
allowed to
think-
ask if you know how marriage works.
Scene 7. Like Ethan and Jenny are hanging out at her house, talking about the strong possibility that Rachel is hallucinating her own boyfriend. As you do. Jenny looks out of the window at that point and notices that the rain has finally stopped,
I'm gonna
which is
say
good news
Drake.
to Mike Ethan, as it means his football game might still go ahead. If you remember, it was meant to be
Whoa,
the first
whoa.
football match of the season.
That football match was mentioned like
So-
2 episodes
about
ago.
A lot of rain.
Also, it kind of implies that the football match got moved. And
No, it was this episode.
it's been
Just 'cause
raining
we
for
do-
3 days.
It's
But
been
when
raining
it
for
was
3
first
days. On the
mentioned-
3rd day, the football game was due.
Okay,
Well, they just talked about the football game before, I think.
right, okay, that's my mistake. Also, can I just point out how there's so much going on because you've got, sudden marriage proposal straight over to, yes, she's hallucinating her boyfriend because of drugs.
Welcome to One Small Town.
It's like you haven't
Gotta keep the
picked, like,
kids engaged in the
you haven't
show,
picked a-
not, you know.
It's just you couldn't pick a genre.
I mean, that's part of the reason that I wrote something like this. What I liked about soaps and dramas is you have so many different plot lines going on at once,
Are they
interweaving.
this wildly diverging?
These aren't so much interweaving as they are disparate, but
John, are you okay? You look in great pain.
I'm supporting my head against the weight of this travesty. No, it's fine. No, it's honestly it's fine. I'm enjoying it.
Mike Ethan is pleased because the football game might go ahead. Jenny asks how long he has to get there, and Mike Ethan says, I should have enough time. Then he checks his watch and says, I don't have enough time. With only 10 minutes to get his kit and get to the football club, Mike Ethan has a bit of a mad scramble away from Jenny's and off on his way to the big game.
Sounds like the start of like a children's book.
When did he stop being grounded?
Yeah, good question.
I like to think.
When did he escape the flex tape hell?
Run away.
The House of
So, at
Flex
some point
tape.
in the last 3 days.
Just the rain making it not
talk too
sticky.
hard about the timeline.
The house collapsed under the weight of a 3-day rainstorm.
No one. It's waterproof.
Nah, there was a flex tape hole in the roof.
As he runs down the street, he bumps into Elliot and tells him that if he's looking for Ivy, he thinks that she's by the park. Mike Ethan continues running, and Elliot turns towards the park.
How does he know where she is? Does he have her on fucking GPS? Or they just been friends for that long they developed a telepathic link?
I'd like just for clarification, Tom. Ivy has also admitted to Elliot that she loves him, right?
Yes. Yes, we've had a lot of big confessions of love.
Oh yeah, that was the that's nice
Fascinating
one.
relationships.
Yeah, that's nice.
Elliot finds Ivy leaning over the rails by the river wharf at one end of the park. He apologizes for the way he acted earlier when, as you said, she told her that she loved him, and he
She
said,
told her?
That's nice.
Shh, don't pick up his gender.
I'm sorry, I assumed Elliot's gender. I apologize.
I did mean to say him then, I just misspoke.
Yeah.
Yes, he said, that's nice, and ran away. But Ivy is not in the mood to accept an apology. To quote Ivy, "You're sorry that you don't love me? That's not good enough. The last thing I needed was another bad memory about the park, but you did it.
been
You
a
gave
month.
me one."
It's only been a month.
Her cousin died.
No,
It's a
I
pretty
know
bad
that.
memory.
But
She walks away from Elliot.
I
I
meant
love
the
it.
dating like for time. I didn't mean. Oh, it's only been a month. You should have mourned your cousin who was brutally murdered in the park.
By this man in front of you.
Mourn him.
Mourn him. Mourn him.
You must achieve your morning quota. She walks away from Elliot, telling him that she wants to be alone, and Elliot leans against the rail, head in hands. Back to Mike Ethan. He runs home, packs his kit, he runs his hands through his hair, and he runs to the IRFC, the Ilkley
John
Rugby and
has
Football
a
Club.
question.
Yes, John.
When Ivy left Elliot there, what song would you imagine playing?
Is it
How to Save a Life by the Fray.
Thank you. Okay, we can just.
Where did I go wrong? Yeah.
I
Oh, you
lost-
shot a man, Elliot. That's when it was.
Lost my dog.
Just what we didn't see was the prologue to Once More
I was
Town,
gonna
where
say that.
it's
the
all
I
started
lost,
because the the dog got lost.
I'm gonna say the fucking I lost my dog. And I lost my dog and I shot a man. Sounds like the start to a western song.
It sounds like the name of a Fallout Boy song.
He took my dog, I took his life. That's fine.
Oh.
My dog took his
Once,
Sorry.
So that's just like a tangent that I had with a discussion with someone else where it's all like, yeah, why is country and western lyrics? Oh, it's so fucking depressing.
Dog, wife, truck, depression, alcohol. Occasional violence. That's what you need.
In any order.
In
That's
any
what
order.
allows for creativity.
I still love it.
hit shuffle on that trauma. Outside the stadium, Mike Ethan quickly calls Ben and leaves a message.
Oh, Matt hit that shuffle button real hard.
I took a drink at the wrong moment. Fucking hell.
Outside the stadium, Mike Ethan quickly calls Ben and leaves a message for him, letting him know that the match is back on.
Does Ilkley have a stadium?
It's got some. It's
Pretty
got
sure it does.
it's got those rugby grounds at that club. And
After
the
today,
grounds,
it's
yeah.
like
there's always a cricket club somewhere.
There's
After
definitely a
the-
field.
Yeah, it's a field.
I'm gonna say
There's a
after
big
today,
building
it's
there.
about like 6 foot underwater. I don't know why they're still
Oh,
going to
it
play
is.
football.
No, Corby, it literally is.
Oh, it is. It is right by the riverbank.
In the floodplain of the valley.
Yeah.
Ben, don't bother
Oh.
turning up for football, but you can turn up for water polo if you want.
I was going to say water polo.
Bring your canoe. Or a very tall horse.
Oh. Scene 8. Rachel and Simon are taking their new dog Will for a walk in the park. Will runs over to the spot where Elliot is leaning. They explain that they just got the dog today, and Rachel says, quote, "A guy sold him to us. He didn't give us his name, but he gave us his number." And she hands Elliot the number that Drake gave them,
Because, of course you do, naturally. Here's this
Elliot
random
takes
number.
it,
Why don't you
frowns
have
at it, confused, and then he tells them that this is Ben's number. Simon, also confused now, snatches the paper and looks at it, then confirms that this is indeed Ben's number. The three of them begin to ask questions. Why did he give them a fake number? How did he get Ben's?
How did he get this dog?
How did he get this dog? Elliot voices serious doubts about the whole thing, saying it sounds pretty dodgy and it sounds like the guy has tried to con them.
Dog G.
How? Wait, what? I've conned you into having a
I
dog.
conned you by giving you a
I will
dog.
come back later for the money that I have no proof that you owe me. Bye.
Drake, it's not like Drake says he'll come back for money because he has muscle. It's just him.
It's
And he
him.
also got nearly stabbed by that other girl who didn't like him a couple of episodes back. Drake is about as dangerous as a particularly aggressive centipede.
He does have a
Oh,
gun,
no,
though.
no.
He does have a gun.
Don't mess with that.
He's as aggressive as a centipede with a gun.
As effective as a millipede with a water pistol.
Thank you. That's much better, John. I should have gone with that.
Before Simon, Elliot, and Rachel can ask further questions about the whole dog situation, Jenny and Mike Ethan turn up.
Fucking
Which
hell,
means
everyone
this
bloody
is
coming to the park.
post-match, meaning that Elliot has been moping here by these railings for the length of a whole school football
Probably
match.
about 2 hours if it's 90 minutes plus travel time either way.
I don't know if school football matches are as long as...
I did
Professional
not
football
expect Matt to know that much about sport.
I know that a football match is 90 minutes, John. It's not like mystical knowledge only reserved for the hooligan apes that go to the stadium.
Matt has... Let it be known,
are you?
football hooligans, that Matt hath judged you. He has deemed thee not worthy of his respect.
Oh. Jenny and Mike Ethan ask the others if they've seen Ben anywhere. Mike Ethan is concerned since the coach can be a bit strict about new members of the football team missing the first match of the year, but they say that none of them have seen Ben. Rachel and Simon introduce their new dog. Simon asks Jenny how she's doing since they haven't seen much of each other since the weekend when Jenny helped cure his hangover.
That sounds suggestive as fuck, but please go on.
We know
Actually,
nothing
it
happens.
probably would release the right kind of hormones. The pheromones to actually hormones, even not pheromones, to actually solve headaches at least. So
John there with his excellent medical knowledge. How's the degree come
There
along?
we go.
it's not medical knowledge; it's just about desperation. But no, it's fine.
Well, never mind.
Rampant trial and error.
Rampant trial and bloody hell.
Before Simon and Jenny can reconnect too much, however, Rachel spots Ben, and we've got a bit of dialogue reading here. We
Fuck
need
yeah!
Simon, Jenny, and Rachel. Who wants to be who?
Oh shit, that's all three of us. Okay, that's
That's
Where
just
is-
a lot of saying, oh. Such a masterful script. Who's
Yeah,
being what?
Scorsese has got nothing on it.
Who is being who?
That's a good question.
I'll be Jenny. Screw it.
I'll be Simon.
I guess I've got Rachel then.
Excellent. I'll just get
I've got
into
one line. Fuck yeah.
I'll get into my Kelpie voice. Hang on.
Good.
That's literally what I was going for.
I know you were gonna do it.
I was literally gonna go. Good. I
He
can't not do that accent.
He sounds like a shit Dracula now.
Good. This is our new dog, by the way, Will.
Oh, right.
Hey, I can see Ben.
Oh, good.
He's with Amy.
Oh.
So music.
That's pretty much exactly how it's meant to go. Oh.
Oh, whoa, it's magic.
Are we about to have a scene with the entire cast bar
I
Drake?
feel that's a showdown.
Are we have
Wow.
showdown?
Showdown at one small town.
Wow,
Wah, wah, wah.
Ben and Amy approach the group. Ben voices his surprise that Elliot and Simon are hanging out together, but they say that they sort of worked things out. And Ben does comment on how everyone's
they
here,
didn't.
and we've got some more dialogue to read.
Oh,
We
sweet.
didn't work things out. They just kind of turned up and went, hey. That's about it.
Oh, hey, sup, you're coming to the hangout spot too? Yeah, it's like the only place we congregate.
Oh, why the fuck is Yogi Bear the narrator? What the hell was that?
So it's me, Yogi Bear.
I'm in a corner, back together.
I thought I'd find a good picnic basket, but all I found was these kids committing murder.
Don't worry, Babu, we'll hide in the river until their backs are turned, and then we'll take them.
Oh.
The cast just look over, is like, why are there some bear carcasses over here?
Bear carcasses?
Bear
There are no bear
carcasses.
carcasses.
Is the dog secretly a bear cub named Bobo?
There's genuinely,
Bobo.
genuinely, like, in real life, people have adopted bear cubs thinking that they're small
It
dogs.
happens
They have.
surprising amount.
We've covered one.
Also,
Oh.
shaved bears, fucking terrifying.
An experience in Alaska. I don't want to talk about it. I'm never going to a sauna again. All right, thank you.
Oh, I've just realised, I'm just looking at this next line of dialogue. Rachel's in this one as well, so I can't change.
Yeah, we need a Ben and Elliot.
Um,
And I'll do stage directions.
okay, I'll be Elliot.
Yeah, of course you want to. Okay, Ben.
Okay. Ben
Elliot.
and Amy are walking hand in hand towards them, smiling happily.
Oh, so I've got to smile happily. Elliot, Simon, you're hanging out together?
We sorted stuff out.
Well, I'm glad. And I'm glad everyone's here. Everybody's here. Well, except Ivy and...
He turns to Rachel.
What's his name? Harry? That's a good
Jenny
name.
and Mike Ethan exchange glances.
So, why do we all need to be here?
God, Ben is a...
Turns
That is the
turns
question.
and stares at the camera. Why are we here?
Everyone just looks at the camera.
I feel like Ben, if you'd have to get a really creepy actor who, when he wasn't doing anything, would just look at the camera, and that's his directions. You have to creep people out.
This I gotta say, at this point, this does feel like an ARG gone wrong.
Well, Amy says that she and Ben have an announcement to make.
Oh no!
Everyone eagerly awaits what this announcement is going to be. I think Matt already knows what it is.
Please
Yeah, this
stop,
is Darling
Tom.
of the Franks all over
Ben
again.
reveals that Amy and he have gotten engaged.
Fuck!
Rachel's immediate reaction is, what?
Yeah.
And
Good.
Amy clarifies, we're going to get married. End of episode.
Was why?
Okay.
At
That
least
is
Darling of the
exactly how I
Franks
thought
took
you would
16
react to that.
Ah,
At least Darling and the Franks took 16 episodes to get this fucking desperate, not 9.
God, it hurts.
This
We're not
was
on 9. We're on 8.
This
that's
is the
even
end of it.
worse.
Yes.
It took half the
You-
it took half the time. Tom is speedrunning marriage.
The divorce will come next month.
That's what I can see in my head now.
Oh,
This is a gold
hell.
split right here. He's on track for world record.
Sounds like
Tom,
I've got a pregnancy Pelicans on its way.
Only now do I realise just how stupidly convoluted it was for you to have everybody at the park just for that.
How
oh
did-
yeah.
How did they gather everyone there? How did they
except-
gather everyone there when Ben doesn't have a phone?
I would
Except
only,
Ivy and Harry.
I would
Also,
only- I would only accept this episode if you literally, when they said that, the camera pans down, Will the dog looks at the camera and says in Patrick Stewart's voice, "What a twist." That's it. That's the only way I accept this episode as reality.
I can make that. I'm happy with that.
I am so annoyed that they got to the point. It's like, hang on a minute, yeah, this is Ben's number. Something weird's going on. Oh wait, marriage. They just dropped the plot point of also. Amy and Ben are just like all cheery, hunky dory now.
I can't wait for Drake to just turn up and all this shit's gone down without him. And it's like Amy punches Ben or something. It's like, "Get your hands on my fiance." Fucking excuse me.
The one time where he's allowed to be bewildered, and it's like, sorry, did another season happen while I wasn't on screen? What the fuck just happened?
This isn't in the script. Pulls out script.
So thoughts, theories, and predictions for where the
What
hell
is
this
there
is
to
gonna
theorize
go.
about?
Drake
This is
mutters
Darling in
under
the Franxx without the mech combat.
You know how I said I liked what you were doing, Tom? I don't.
It needs to go away and think about what it's done.
I will say, the only thing I'll say about what is to come is the rest of the cast outside of Ben and Amy are not happy with what is
Good.
happening.
I'm fucking baffled by your teenage self's understanding of time.
They're both 16, aren't they?
Yeah, I think everyone's 16
Is
at
that
this
legal
point,
in
except
the
Drake,
UK?
who's 17.
It's technically
With
legal.
parents' permission, it's legal to get married at 16.
Gotcha. But we
Terrifying.
know that
Oh
they
well,
won't get permission
that's gonna be a problem.
because not Amy's parents don't exist, and Ben's mum doesn't like.
One of them
Amy
does,
because
she's just
banged
absent.
somebody. John
He's-
had to do
John?
something with his jazz hands.
John's done. He's
They
calling
were,
it.
he's called it quits. The marriage was too much. He's climbing into a coffin as we speak and being lowered into the ground.
Well, anime can't
That's
get
not
much
where
worse.
I was expecting. So when you started this episode and you mentioned the ring, I was like, oh no. Where did Amy get the money?
I think the canonical thing is, if you remember right at the start, her mum left a ring with her note of abandonment.
Oh,
And it's
here,
I
have my
confirm.
abandonment ring.
I think it's probably the same ring.
You can't
young
abandon
love.
me if you have my ring. I'll always find you.
Didn't your mum have this ring and she did abandon you? Shush you.
Shh. Puts ring on his finger.
Oh.
All right now.
Now
Now
pay
you'll
my
never be-
bills.
Amy's just finding somebody to live with her so she doesn't be on her own.
You
Or
know
maybe
what?
she
Fair
thinks she's
play.
known Ben for decades because of the
Fair
head
play. It feels like it's been an eternity.
It's only been a month in time, and I hate it. That is what
It's been
annoys me
a
the most.
ridiculously short
That is what annoys me the
best
most,
time.
Tom, is that it's only been about a month and a bit in actual
Yeah.
time within the series. That
Might have gotten to 2 months now.
the fact that Rachel has been hallucinating Harry O'Daniels for 2 months. Those are some serious drugs.
I can
Probably worth
understand.
more than a
I can
tenner or
understand
whatever
if she
paid
was
for
the
'em.
one that hit her head, but she wasn't. So
Yeah.
No, she took drugs. Now she hallucinates an Irishman.
But this is the kind of drug that will make you permanently hallucinate an Irishman. That is a selling point.
the real question is, where will Bushmann Lichmann next appear?
I don't think John likes Bushman Lichman.
I don't give a shit. I
also
fucking
just
love
gonna take a
Bushmann
quick
Lichmann.
break.
Bushman Lichman and Strawberry Lad.
I don't like Shrubbery Lad, but Bushmann
I'm
Lichmann
gonna,
can stay.
I'm gonna keep Strawberry Lab going. Strawberry Lab?
But if it does make you feel better, the ending of that episode is
Yeah, aren't we all in love?
played as celebratory. It's meant to be.
Good.
It's a twist.
Oh god.
That is
They're
the
doing
moment
what?
where the violinist dies on the violin.
It's probably the biggest cliffhanger since Elliot shot a man.
I don't know why, but for some reason the ending, I'm imagining, to the tune of Goodbye Horses, which is the creepy song from Silence of the Lambs when that guy's dressing in a woman's skin. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's
I don't know what that
Richard
song is, and
Bill.
I don't like the image it's conjured.
Put the lotion in the basket or I'll get engaged again.
What?
I don't fucking know. Silence of the Lambs.
I got it, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, the 3 stories arc. This is where I need to start. Oh God.
How do we throw this
Okay.
back in again? Do we just And I said, so why the long face? And the horse kicked me in the face.
Oh,
Oh, you.
you should not be a vet.
I was in the ICU for 3 weeks. Anyway, Corby,
That's-
you had a segment.
I do. It's about anime. Now, I spoke to these boys after we finished recording, and I said I was going to talk about one of the seasonal anime. Now, like the last time I did that, it was 5 weeks late.
Ah,
I've
Just in
blanked this.
time for the
Good.
season.
Yeah.
You definitely did talk to us about it, but I've just forgotten the entire conversation.
wasn't one of them a picnic themed one?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Other Side Picnic, but because all of the things
Oh,
got in the
right,
way,
yes.
that's going to have to go in the back burner until next fiction
Right,
week.
no.
Because I've only watched 3 of the 6 available episodes, and I already told the others that episode 6 was called, like, the meat... It was meat something. I can't remember
The
what
meat
it was.
train.
The Meat Train,
The
that's
meat-
what it was
Meat
called.
Train. It was some
Actually
weird
called the
name.
meat train.
Yeah, episode 6 is called The Meat Train, so I need to look into that.
Would you like a picnic on the meat train?
Why do you keep
You are
saying...
propositioning me with that. I mean, like, that is nothing else but a sex thing. And the even worse thing is, I can't even picture what sex act it is. Because it's like, I'm repulsed yet intrigued.
Yeah, it's The Meat
I
Train.
guess that's the thing we're going for.
Yeah,
Corby.
that is the
Ah,
theme of
well-
That's the best review we can
I
hope for.
tried
for
to
this
say
podcast.
that is the theme of this podcast, but I almost said, I got halfway through the word, that is the theme of this codpiece.
The theme of this codpiece
The
is
meat
disturbing
train.
yet
The real
intriguing.
difference.
Is the theme of this codpiece.
Ah, I'll wear my disturbed yet intriguing codpiece to court this week.
Apple pieces.
Apple codpieces.
Don't use your disturbed yet intriguing one. You're the fucking one on trial.
Download 1,000 songs to your Apple codpiece today.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Has it got a headphone jack or is it wireless?
Yes, I mean, no, but yes.
It's got some kind of jack.
So anime.
Oh.
Yeah, as I said, I'm
Anime.
still working on my, in air quotes, script for Other Side Picnic. So I thought I'd basically finish up what little I have of the Railgun Index Accelerator bit I want to cover. Basically, I just want to cover the Accelerator shit, and then I'm gonna leave this up for a long ass time until I've read the manga.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Accelerator is that silverhead track looking dude.
It's white, and yes.
Great.
You sound
I
so
know
angry about
anime
that.
terms.
Also, I didn't realize until I went on the wiki, he's like 15.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Well, it's like 15 to 16 on the wiki. So, it's not a
15
big
and a
range,
half.
but it's a range that's wide enough to cause concern. Anyway, so, if y'all remember back to the last time I spoke about Index, which was episode 29, I think it's the next one to be edited, which is the next thing to
Sure.
Index. Yes, it is.
Um,
I just needed to consult my own files. So last we left off, I don't know how much you remember. There was a cloning issue going on where they were cloning.
Oh god, yeah. There
They were
so
cloning the
many dead clones.
Mikasas.
There were so
That's
many
right,
clones.
yeah.
There was so
All
there,
of
Bones,
defective.
gun, fetus baby, wow.
They were setting
That was the first
Accelerator against
loads of
Wasn't there the hand of
Mikasa
God?
to make him a higher tier
yeah
powered
Wasn't it like
bloke.
you've got to kill 38,000 clones?
20,000.
Ah, close enough.
The
that's
supercomputer did the math. He needs to kill 20,000 shitty Mikasa clones in order to ascend to level 6. However, this was stopped by some kid with a magic right hand who Dark Souls counted him to death.
Gosh,
Well, not to death.
Oh,
He
yeah.
put him in hospital.
Man, Accelerator's been real still lately.
it's one season of just the same shot.
He hasn't been. He hasn't been the same
like
since
in-
that
yeah,
kid. He hasn't been the same since that kid said no. You.
And then just fucking pushed his hand away.
At some point, someone just walks up and pokes him with a stick. Nah, he's not moving.
So this technically the series of events I'm going to start talking about technically take place at the end of season 1 of Index, and then go into the full anime series of Certain Scientific Accelerator, which is still better than Index, but not as good as Railgun. So I guess that puts it at an 8.
So is Railgun after all of these?
Oh,
Or is it in tandem?
you're asking me to explain the
Railgun and
timeline.
Index took place at the same time, didn't they?
Yeah, but
Right.
What is
Railgun,
it with you and
characters.
timelines, Matt? They never make sense.
I have to
Ra-
understand.
Railgun
John.
and
It's the
Index
only way
take
I
place
can
at-
say boon.
yeah, Railgun and Index take place at the same time, and Accelerator takes place after the fact because there's a couple episodes at the end of Index which follows Accelerator doing some other shit. So Accelerator's not having a good time. Let's be honest. They've cancelled the project. They've stopped doing this because the best person we have in the fucking city got beaten by a level 0.
A bloke with a fancy hand.
Whoopsie.
So yeah, they've like, well, this just throws everything off. We're gonna have to come back and think about this one. So just
We're
go
gonna have
live
to
your
do some
life,
more
I guess.
sums.
This will require more mathematics.
Also, to be fair,
Quickly,
the
get
super.
me the textbook for
I'm
grade
gonna say,
9.
also to be fair, the supercomputer that they used to do these calculations was destroyed at some point. I blame Mikasa. I
Was it
blame
destroyed?
Sorry,
That
I'm gonna have
she
to.
destroyed it.
I'm gonna have to clarify. I blame the railgun because I forgot there's 2 Mikasas that already technically exist in this plot.
Ah, fuck.
Correction.
So what-
There are technically 9,000 Mikasas in this plot.
Why?
You know, 2
Talk
9,000.
about character saturation.
God,
To
this
be fair-
fan service is getting out of hand.
Yeah. So
You'll
anyway,
get a Mikasa. Anyone who wants this gets
Everybody
one.
gets a Mikasa.
you joke. Give me a minute and I'll get into the
I
20,000
genuinely thought you were going to get up and get something. Because you moved far enough to
Look,
the,
under
to the
your
right.
seat.
There's a Mikasa just for you. Is it one of the clones? Is it the railgun? Is it the shitty lolly one they introduce in this arc? Possibly.
Oh no.
Certainly feel we shouldn't be giving those out to people.
There's only one in existence, so that's fine.
Sounds
Oh,
morally
good.
questionable.
So yeah, before I get onto that, so Accelerator is not having a good time. He's been beaten by the level 0. They've cancelled this project, and a lot of people just think that, Accelerator got beaten by a level 0. He can't be that tough, at which point Accelerator is just getting into fights on the street and destroying people. He's like, please, for the love of fuck, just leave me alone.
I'm trying to fucking be edgy and mope.
He
Stop
got
it.
legs diamond by the equivalent of Johnny Broderick, and now we're going to have he's getting attacked by
Fucking
a
legs diamond.
That's an old podcast reference, but it's
He's
true.
the guy who got shoved in the bin, right?
Yeah, so then everyone tried to off him because he got beaten up.
Except Accelerator can still, like, hold that up, so...
Yeah, true.
I would also like to point out, at this point, he's not with he doesn't wear the choker and he doesn't have the crutch. He's still a functioning human.
Is the choker relevant?
Yes.
Oh.
It's anime, yes it is.
Is it choking him?
No, I will get
Not
to
enough.
that later down the line.
Not enough.
So, Accelerator is just like, he's on a casual walk home at some point in the night. He's been to the Konbini, which is like the Japanese local supermarket. That's what they call them.
I
Is
thought you
it a
said
casual
commune.
walk home if he's fighting everyone in the street?
Well, it's like, this night he's not actually, like, he doesn't encounter anyone wanting to fight him. So he's like gone to the Konbini, he's comes home, he puts his headphones on, and he's like just walking home. Now, I don't know how long this happens, but for like half an hour, there's like little hooded figure following along down the pavement, trying to talk to him, but he just can't hear her because he's got his headphones in.
Ah. Red
So he's just like walking, just
Excuse me, sir, Mr. Accelerator.
it's basically what it is. He's just walking down the street, and then she's trying to talk to him, and he doesn't notice for like 20 minutes until she like finally pulls on the back of his shirt, at which point he like tries to backhand her or something. And it's just like, oh,
To be fair,
what is
if
this
I was
strange,
walking home in
what
the
is
dark
this
with,
strange naked child dressed in a rag following me down the street?
How can they be naked but dressed?
So she's like wearing like a shitty like rag throw over basically. And, like as he bats her,
clothes
as he
paradox.
fucking backhands her, she just kind of drops it, and he's just like, "What is this child following me down the street?"
Who's this strange
Mr.
sassy child?
Accelerator, sir, do you have some more? Oh my god, it's Anime Oliver.
No, this is
What a
unfortunately
twist.
this is
What a twist.
I would say this is Mikasa 20001, aka the shitty lolly Mikasa. Also, if they go to call her to distinguish her, they call her Last Order. Now, she's following him around basically because like she was. I need to like understand why the fuck there's a 20,001 Mikasa that actually resembles a child and not like an actual clone of the Mikasas.
Accidental cloning accident?
No, from what I understand, she was developed as to...
Don't use that word.
Well, she's a clone, Matt. She is one of the clones, but she's 20,001. She was like the last one developed in order to...
Manufactured.
Manufactured is probably the better one. Yeah, she was apparently developed to, work as the.
I like how you just said that's the better word. Not going to use it.
Yeah, she was. I keep develop's the only word I can think of. They designed her so that she was like the administrator to the whole Mikasa network because if you remember, all the clones run on the same neural network. Because the idea was as Accelerator fights them, they learn and get stronger in theory. And then by the time he gets to like 20,000, it's like the ultimate test, and yeah. But they developed her as like the server that administers all the commands to go out to all the other Mikasas.
Was it a classic example of not developing a server with enough capacity to handle everything? That could be taken poorly phrased. Let's scrap that entire line.
Yeah. So. So she like explains this, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, but why are you following me?" He's like, "Oh well, we got nothing to do at the lab." Yeah. Okay.
That's not an excuse to stalk someone.
Oh no!
I ran out of time.
This Mikasa is a shit. Like in one of the later series, she literally just for fun, she's like trying to steal like a pair of goggles off one of the other Mikasa clones, and she's just runs off with them. It's like, try and catch me if you can, if you want them back. Mikasa clone does not respond well to this as she equips her P90.
That little fucking shit's got my goggles.
Don't ask why she's got a P90. Back from the Accelerator hunting days that never worked. Anyway, so Accelerator's like, yeah, so why you're following me? He's like, well, I've been kicked out of the lab because the experiments have been shut down. It's like, okay. What do you want me to do? He's like, I was thinking of coming to live with you. You can fuck right off, kid. You are not living with me.
He has just murdered multiple versions of him. I imagine.
Oh yeah, she's aware of that. She's aware of that. They have a conversation about
Accelerator just doesn't want to have, that in
survivor's guilt.
Not quite what I was thinking. You don't bring your work home.
A stray child. Yeah.
Well, it's not work anymore. They shut it down. So at this point, it is just a stray child. So yeah, she follows him home. He's like, you're not following me home. She follows him home anyway. He's like, well,
can he not run away really fast from her? And,
she knows where he lives.
To get rid of her?
That is a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Could he divert the vectors around his house to put his house elsewhere?
Unfortunately not, because when he gets back to his flat or whatever he lives, it has been just trashed by some people just breaking in and just giving him shit, and he's just like, well, this sucks. I'm gonna sleep on the broken bed now. Oh, and then
I might have just gone to a hotel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he has money. They were funding his stay here. I don't know what he does now.
You can mug people. No one can stop him. That's the point.
He has almost certainly mugged a man for 20 quid.
Probably those people that tried to fight him, and he's just been like, no, now give me your money.
Yeah.
He's treating it like a Pokemon battle. He beats him, he just takes their money.
So yeah, he and this, I'm going to call her Last Order because it's better than calling her Lolly Mikasa. So he and Last Order have this conversation. It's just like, so why are you following me home, and why do you give a shit about me? I killed over 10,000 of your clones, right? She's like, yeah, I think deep in your heart you didn't want to do that. Okay, but why? It's like, well, you were talking smack to them in the hope that they would actually just ask to not. And it's like, it's a valid point, but shut up.
You're striking too close to the mark here. Shush you.
Sure, but
I
I
don't
would
think I like
I would
your-
have thought you'd have a crisis of conscience about the 1,500 mark, not like
Once you've
halfway.
killed over
It's-
1,000...
Oh,
But
it's
you don't got a
implied.
halfway point.
it's
At this point, you just go, might as well.
It's implied that it's been for longer than this because he's been just talking shit and hoping the clones will just give up for a long time, apparently. It's just because the actual railgun and Thomas stepped in that he could actually stop.
Is it more that he just got fed up of them trying to kill him?
I mean, probably. Like, the most thing I relate to with Accelerator is, like, I just want to be left alone. Please, just stop. Stop with I'm good with what I have. Please leave me alone. And everyone else is like, no, we need you to fucking become our first level 6 or whatever. And it's just like, So, this conversation goes on. Last Order complains that she hasn't eaten in God knows how long. And he's like, well, they destroyed my kitchen. Guess we better go to McDonald's or something. I don't fucking know.
What do you small versions of clones eat?
Other than bullets.
Even smaller clones.
You're just holding up like a 5mm bullet. Just, are you hungry? No?
Can we go to the McDonald's? Okay, fine. I think, if I'm reading this wiki correctly, it says she's biologically 10.
I hate this.
What? That they
Let
are?
that
They
be
have
known that I
confirmed
just-
age.
I just want it known that I just don't like this.
You don't like children.
Yes, I hate them.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah,
while
not
they're
great.
out going to McDonald's or whatever, Accelerator thinks he sees like one of the old scientists that were actually leading the level 6 program, and he's like, "The fuck is he doing here? He's not the type to eat at McDonald's." Disclaimer:
What are you talking about?
it's not McDonald's. It's just like a family restaurant they go to. But my mind is just like, "Yep, talking to McDonald's because she's a child." Shut
Walks
up and
to
eat
the
your
door.
Happy Meal. Whack.
He just walks through the door and he sees the scientist like about to eat a Big Mac. He's like, "Fuck!" Hides under the table.
Well, no, he sees him like standing in the car park, and then the scientist gets him into his car and drives away, and he's like, "Well, that's sus as fuck."
No man of respectable scientific knowledge would eat a McDonald's. They know about the health benefits of non-McDonald's food.
So
That was a winding sentence.
You've never written a research paper. No.
I have. That sounds like a sentence I wrote in my research paper. I got 70% for that.
You just make it as long and winding as possible. And
It's literally to pad the word count out.
Oh,
But yeah. So Accelerator goes to another scientist that he's still like fairly pleasant with. Because I don't know, apparently he fell out with a lot of them. I don't know.
You think?
So he goes to one of them and he's like, so yeah, I saw like the head scientist hanging around me and Last Order while we were at McDonald's. What do you think about that? And she's just like, I don't fucking know. He was on about possibly developing a virus to implant in the mixers if something went wrong, but other than that, and he's just like, oh, and what does this virus do? You implant it into Last Order, and she sends a signal out to all the other mixers to start committing genocide. I'm sorry, what?
Oh no.
Slowly looks at the small child, presumably happy.
Oh no, he left her in the restaurant.
Oh god.
He left her with her McDonald's in the restaurant, and he's just like, I'm gonna take a phone call, and then he just fucked off to like go see the scientist lady, and he's just like, I need to go find this child now.
Just in my head when you say your own, like, yeah, I saw this guy here. Do you have any idea why he's here? And I'm just like, have you considered that he likes the food?
He was hungry. End the show.
Anyway, so Accelerator suddenly realizing that he's left Last Order in the McDonald's.
Oh no. He's eating my
Without
McDonald's
context.
order.
Without context, it does sound like you just like. I don't want to use the word. I don't know if slice of life anime is the right term for this. It's just like, oh no, I left her in the McDonald's.
Like life of
He's very
Sky
aware of the fact that he left her in the McDonald's, but I'm just writing my own abridgment at this point where Accelerator's like, oh shit, I forgot something. Oh shit, my McDonald's order! It's like, oh yeah, I guess I left Last Order there too.
She's eating my piss in fries. I'm going to kill her.
And she knows I will, because she's seen me murder her
about to
10,000 other
turn her-
clones.
I'm about to turn a Happy Meal into a Slappy Meal. God damn it!
Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah, so he gets back to the McDonald's and Last Order's not there. So he's on the phone to the other scientist lady he went to visit. like being like, "Can you track Last Order? Because I think she's been kidnapped by the crazy scientist man with the virus."
Important
Spoilers:
question.
she has.
Ah, did he get his McDonald's on return?
I'm assuming he left with his McDonald's.
Good.
What
I'm glad.
I like the idea that he gets back in there and just yells last order. Like, no, we've still got like 5 hours left, mate. Like,
No, my Last Order. Where is it? I will yeet you through that fucking window. Where is my double cheeseburger? Oh, and I guess the child.
if you don't give me my Big Mac, you have to answer one question: are you going through the window? Or is the window going through you?
Don't you know who I think I am? Anyway.
Do you know who I think I am?
That's a great threat from an amnesiac.
I stole it from Fallout Boy.
Save that for Costello.
Good. That's so good.
Anyway, yeah, so Accelerator finds it, and the scientist guy's like halfway through implanting this virus into Last Order's head. The scientist thinks it's a good idea to try and shoot Accelerator.
Does it
Yeah,
go wrong?
no.
Also,
I feel like introducing extreme vectors around the guide control is probably not a good idea. But...
I'm just imagining this head scientist guy is just this, like he's a naughty child that's been caught in the act.
To be fair, like at the point he tries to shoot Accelerator, that's what he acts like. Anyway, Accelerator fucking parries this bullet off, just reflects it back at him. Specifically, just a note, he doesn't kill him here. He like hits him in like the fucking stomach or something. I don't know.
Oh,
So-
he's got
The non-lethal part of the
Yeah.
body.
So like the scientist
body.
the scientist goes down, and so Accelerator goes over to Last Order, and he's like on the phone. He's on the phone with.
it like a wrestling match. And the scientist goes down.
He goes over to Last Order, and he's on the. No, but he's on the phone.
My
to this-
witness, this scientist is broken in half.
So
Accelerator's redirected the bullet.
Accelerator does sound like a wrestler. Let's be real.
It really does.
So yeah, he goes over to Last Order, and he's on the phone with the other one, and he's like, "Okay, the computer says this. Is this good or bad?" She's like, "It's not good." And he's just like, is there anything I can do? Not until you let me get there and I can like format the thing. And he's like, wait a minute, I have an idea. I can rewire the electricity in her brain and delete the virus. And he's like, will that work? I can give it a fucking go.
Do you know brain chemistry? It's like...
I mean, to be fair, she's a fucking clone that's basically like a server. So he just has to format the server. Delete the virus parts. Delete the code that's for the virus.
I feel like he's probably gonna miss it and just accidentally wipe the fucking language center or something in a minute.
I mean, it's better than what I imagined, is him cracking his knuckles and then massaging her brain.
I'm not gonna lie, like, he kind of does, like, crack his knuckles and then puts, like, the Neuralink headgear thing on to try, and then, like, puts the hand on her head to try and fucking, like, do the rewiring.
At least he hasn't got a soldering iron.
Just a big old hat.
So he's working on, like, this rewiring of Mikasa's, Last Order's, like, memory to format it and delete all the code. And, like, from, like, the corner, he sees, like, the scientist move, and he's like, well, shit, I'm busy rewiring this. I can't reflect that if he shoots me. I gotta do this faster. So he's, like, trying to rewire it, and then, like, the other scientist does actually end up, like, shooting Accelerator, but Accelerator finishes and manages to reflect the bullet. It's not lethal damage, but he does take the shot to the head.
Oh,
right. Ooh. I feel like all of Accelerator's problems have come down to, I should have less mercy.
Yeah, he's legit, like, he's sat doing the formatting, and in the back of his mind, he's like, why do I give a shit? Why do I care about this? I've murdered over 10,000 of these Mikasa clones. Why do I care about the rest of them?
It's not that. I mean, just if you shot a scientist, follow through. I don't know.
John, are you calling Accelerator out on for having compassion / human emotion?
In this particular
How
episode,
dare
yes.
he?
Also, he might not care about the clones, but I guess he does want to stop them murdering thousands of people.
I mean,
would certainly make an awkward, like, shopping trip.
It really would.
If you have to go through a war zone.
girl puts goggles
It would
on.
cause a
starts-
nightmare in terms of traffic.
I just meant if he offered the scientist, you have all the time in the piss in the world.
Considering
yeah.
there's a World War III arc, Does he fail?
No, he succeeds in rewiring Mikasa. As I say, he succeeds and manages to reflect the bullet before it can cause lethal damage. Because it's like instantly like, okay, I'm done rewiring, instantly change back to fucking reflector mode, because that's my default, and it fires just back, like, the bullet leaves his head again and fucking hits the guy.
Jesus Christ.
I've seen that JoJo episode.
So yeah, Accelerator's...
I've seen that JoJo episode. No response.
To be fair, I think I have as well, so... So yeah, he's basically taken to hospital, put on fucking... I'm going to say put on ice for a while the doctor tries to put his brain back together.
Is this a piece of your brain? Sorry.
It's not going back in.
And the doctor comes up with an
Not
interesting
anymore,
solution.
it's not.
It's like, okay, Accelerator's gonna be... He's like, I'm not gonna lie, he will have taken sustained brain damage. He won't be able to calculate his vectors quite as well as he used to. However, we do have a local network that's just become recently available due to a failed fucking experiment. They start outsourcing all his calculations to the Mikasa network, so now his life depends on them.
Huh.
So if Last Order dies and she's maintaining the mainframe, Accelerator also goes brain dead.
So the options were you won't be quite as good as you were before, or make him totally reliant on the system or die.
Oh no, like he was good. It was like either be brain dead or like rely on the system and be a functioning
hive mind.
human.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, gotcha.
So yeah,
The real problem is it turns out
they
the
realized that
processor
Accelerator
is
was
shit
too
at
powerful that we were like, how do we nerf him? Oh yeah, we need to put him on fucking the Mixer network because Last Order's busy doing something else and it's taking too much RAM for him to be OP right now. I don't fucking know. Anyway, yeah, so he wakes up in the hospital after some instance. The other cast, I don't know what's going on in Railgun. I know at this point Thomas probably pissed off to fight the Roman Orthodox Church, but
Did no one try and kill him while he was in
I
a
forgot
coma?
that was a thing.
no.
So
It was in, like,
they've been hassling his grapes for weeks, and the moment he's
Sorry?
vulnerable,
Sorry, what was that pissing
Yeah,
face?
I'm gonna say, yeah, he's been involved in a shooting. The police want to talk to him.
Hassling grapes. What?
Does no
You
one
heard that
rustle
phrase?
your grapes, John, on a regular?
Oh, I thought he said hassling his
I
grapes.
said hassle his grapes.
He did.
That's what
a
I said.
phrase.
That's
It's
not.
a
That's
phrase.
not English. That's not an English proverb.
I think it's Aussie.
It is.
That would be why.
It might be Aussie.
It's definitely a thing now. Hassling your grapes.
Anyway, yeah. So as I say, Accelerator's busy going through fucking therapy at this point.
Oh, you get
He's like this is where like he gets the collar and the crutch. My new prog album coming to you this fall.
collar and crutch.
The collar of the crutch.
The collar is basically like I don't know if we still have the picture in Discord.
I'm imagining one of those
It's
big
somewhere.
dogs lampshade things.
Let me see.
his
Let me
feet got on,
scroll back up and get the
It's-
picture.
so that he doesn't scratch his ear too much.
I went and found some images of him and posted it. 'Cause I
You
fucking
did. That's
hated
why
it.
I'm scrolling back for them. There's your refresher course for
God, I
Accelerator
fucking
and what he
hate
looks
it.
like.
I absolutely hate him.
He's the best character in this show, Matt.
I
Shut up.
despise his facial expression.
That's because he just likes to hurt people occasionally.
He's not a good man.
Anyway,
But he
so you
did-
see how the collar's got like cables and stuff coming out of him? And on like the right hand side there's like a little bit that sticks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to like turn that on and off so he can actually like use his OP destroy everything powers. He also runs on batteries now. I forgot. That collar is battery powered. If he uses too much of his power, he needs to go back to the hospital to recharge.
How can we
It's
know?
battery powered, and he's basically got to tweak an aerial for better reception to get his pissing powers.
How can we nerf Accelerator? I don't know, the Duracell bunny?
He needs to. We need to. Yeah, let's just make him do this for like 5 minutes before he needs to go back to the hospital and recharge. It becomes a problem in Index 2, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, there's he does fucking therapy trying to get back to being a normal human being. He's just about getting there.
at that face, he needs it.
Last Order keeps visiting him, and he's just like, "So how you doing? Leave me alone, child." Leave me alone. I'm here because of you. Please leave me alone. So there's some incidents. Some people actually want to break into the hospital and fight him, and he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do this one. I'm bored. I want actually to fight someone. So they actually break in and cause like a mild scene, and then Accelerator turns up and he's like, heard you wanted to fight. I'm gonna yeet you through this window. Bye. So as we move into the actual series based around him, the start of the second episode doesn't actually start
Wait, this was
focusing
all
on...
episode 1?
This was the tail end of Index and like the start of
Right.
Accelerator.
Gotcha. Okay.
So there's like 3 episodes of the end of Index.
Tom, you
So
look so
moving into the
confused
actual
right now.
like plot for Accelerator series, we cut away from Index to a girl jumping off a bridge.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's not having a good time.
Is there a big old trampoline down there?
No, it's a
Big
river.
old bungee jump?
It's not going to be cushioned by the
There's a
love
paddling
of
pool.
everyone on Earth.
No,
Is Paddington Bear going to swing in on a rope and save her at the end?
no. So there's no two ways about like mincing words with this. She basically like tries to jump in the river to kill herself.
Off herself.
And then she like has some like hazy recollections of like waking up in an ambulance. And then there's a very depressing scene where she's like, oh, for God, I can't even kill myself right. Because she on the bridge, she stood about thinking like how nothing in her life has like gone the way she planned. And then she tries to do this to escape. And then she's in the ambulance trying to be resuscitated. And then she's like, oh, for
It
God
also wouldn't have gone the way she planned if Paddington had swooped in and saved her.
that's
Presumably.
Obviously,
Presumably that wasn't the intention.
Anyway,
witness
the ambulance
of
staff drown her.
Paddington saving her is what?
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 Yeah, the ambulance staff that pick her up, they're like meant to be members of well, I forget what they're called. It's not Judgment, it's the other one. The other police force. Anti-Skill, that's the name of like the
Judgment
actual
2.
police force. Anti-Skill are like the actual armed police that turn up and deal with
Did you
these
say they
crimes.
were drowning her?
Yeah. So in Anti-Skill, there's a group of they call them like rogue members, but I think they've been like operating like in the shadows as part of Anti-Skill called the DA.
They have a
Or-
black ops.
Why is the district attorney trying to kill people?
Harvey, stop.
It stands for disciplinary action, John.
No, it doesn't.
So yeah, like
It does stand for district attorney.
so yeah, like they basically like rescued her, and then they give off like some speech that's just like, you're going against like the will of the city or something, and we're doing this for your own good or some. It's like some weird cult shit. I don't know.
Just to clarify,
And then they drown her.
she tried to off herself by jumping in the river and drowning herself. They stopped her doing it, only to then drown her.
Yeah, they report into
Punishment
they
for
report into
attempted
anti. They turn up
Drowning.
to the fucking thing because they're meant to be like anti-skill, and they've like turned up to this scene or whatever, taken her like back to the hospital or whatever. You know when they put the oxygen mask on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just use like river water to drown her that way, and he's just like, yeah, she didn't make it. We
Why
dug her out
did
the
they just leave her to die at the scene?
because they need
Because they
her.
they couldn't be a public
Also, no one's going to
suicide.
miss a girl who tried
they
to
need
kill
her.
herself. That's a
Yeah.
line in the show.
That's a real anonymous statement.
Ooh.
Anonymous statement that they need her.
Yeah. So Accelerator's in the hospital, just doing God knows what.
It sounds like river water next door.
So he's basically like at the hospital, and he's just like, you know
what?
what? I'm gonna go for one of my fucking coffees. I need to go to the vending machine. So he goes to the coffee. He goes to the coffee machine, and he sees like what he assumes is anti-skill chasing a girl through the halls of the hospital, and he's just like, whatever. They do what they do. They don't need to tell me everything.
Just another day
Just
at the
most
hospital.
things.
Say just another Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm
And then-
imagining all
Now
of this.
back to my espresso.
I know you said the Accelerator just wants to be left alone, but it literally just feels like it's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
He
More
goes
is
back.
happening.
He goes back to his room, and like the girl they were chasing is like hiding in his room, and he's like, "Can I help you?" He's like, yeah, I'm being chased by the DA. He's like, what are the DA? Oh, they're like a secret underground thing in anti-skill. Oh, never heard of them. Can you get the fuck out my room now, please?
Well, yeah, they're secret, you dumbass. No, it's fine.
And he's just like, can you get out of my room before I tell them that you're in here? So, like, he leaves. And then, like, he, like, starts hearing, like, a commotion out in the fucking car park. And he's just like, I'm gonna have to fucking look into this, aren't I?
What,
So he walks
just
up.
shut blinds?
Oh no, he's just like, what? He's like, I've heard about this, like, apparently, like, secret shadow thing in anti-skill that is not something I've heard of, and it doesn't sound like they're up to anything good. So he goes outside just to see what the fuck's actually going on.
He really sounds like he hates the fact he has a conscience.
He hates the fact that he's just like, it's like him learning to actually be a decent human being, but at the same time still hating the fact that he has to be a human being. He's like, please.
God damn it!
leave
Why
me
do I have to have holes?
It's the reason I like Accelerator so much. It's just like, if I fucking must with most of these situations. So he goes outside and like he sees like the anti-skill members like trying to like take her away, and then he's like, the anti-skill is like, this doesn't concern a citizen. You should go back inside. And he's like, I ain't fucking leaving until you tell me what's going on. And then the anti-skill member, in air quotes, like, he radios into the thing and he's like, look, we got a civilian that won't leave. What do we do? And no one's gonna... And then on the other end, it's like, no one will miss a civilian. So he's like, okay, we're just gonna, like, get in the truck and try and leave. So they try and run him over in the truck as they leave, and Accelerator just fucking parries that shit.
Why not grab him and try and put him in the truck? No, just try and do like a...
No, John, it's Accelerator. Nothing they do will work, but they don't know this fact.
I know, but it's still not good logic in the first place. Just try and run him over, it'll be fine. It means not to be seen us drive off and drive back suddenly.
So yeah, it's just like, so they try and like run him over in the thing, in the truck, and he's just like, that ain't gonna work, don't you know who I am? And he's just like, no.
Don't you know who I think I am, sir?
So after this, they try and deploy. I need to see if I can find a picture of this, because is this? That's kind of the mech they put out against him.
Oh, I like mechs.
Oh.
You don't say,
Accelerator is jumping at that, Matt, so don't judge it too harshly.
Ooh.
It's like a spider tank thing.
It's the world's angriest basketball.
I was going to say, it looks like it's got like a luminescent bulb in the middle.
This is a mech.
I didn't quite get the perspective in this picture for a second.
If you look at the card, you can get it suddenly, but until then it's a bit
This
weird.
is a mech that they call a coffin.
I've seen weird.
Inside the dome is the dead girl they took out of the
Tough day
river.
for the pilot.
Wait,
Oh.
inside the dome is a dead girl. Is that what you just said?
It is a
There's
tough
the
day
dead
for
girl
the
that they
pilot.
fished out the river.
I knew you
From the
said
start of the
that when you
episode.
heard this.
So,
Right.
someone crazy out there in the DA has supposedly invented this mech which can take the souls of the dead like, I forgot what they're called. They're not gifted. What are they called? Talented?
Sure.
I can't remember.
The children
Can
from
take
the
this
gifted and
can take
talented
this
school.
spirit of the people with powers. They can amplify that powers and then use those in these mechs, the coffins.
So they're
Accelerator rips it to shreds.
I was gonna say, are they interested in putting Accelerator in one by any chance?
I mean, they'd like to. Just try fucking touching him. He was just like, oh shit, this is Accelerator, isn't it? He's like, yeah, and I just shredded your expensive
EMP,
mech. The
wait
fuck
for
you
him to
gonna
try
do
and find a
about
battery
it?
somewhere.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I love the idea that in the hospital, until he turned on that particular thing, it's just him just trying desperately to figure out basic maths. Like, what's 5 plus 5? 11. Shit. He's like, no, doesn't quite get it still.
God damn it, Mikasa, I'm getting him wrong again. Stop fucking doing whatever. I need to do math.
He's midway through a Big Mac.
Like he just turns up to the various mats of clothes and just screams at them, "Study!" and then leaves.
Look at them.
He like has a switch where he like turns his power on and off on the collar, and I like to imagine that when he turns that on, all the other Mikasas just go limp because he needs all the processing power.
Oh, that's
I
a
get the
horrible
brain for the day.
Yes, I'm borrowing this. I hope you don't
Die in
mind.
driving accidents.
So yeah,
Anyway.
he destroys this mech, takes the body out of it, doesn't know it's not. He doesn't know that it's a dead body. He just takes it out, 'cause he like cuts it open. He's like, I was about to just eviscerate this, and then I saw there was a girl inside, and I thought, I best not explode this, had I? I'll take the body out, and then I'll explode it.
I'm a conscientious person.
So yeah,
called him a conscientious object. Then I don't think Accelerator's a conscientious.
He is, but only to mechs.
So then actual, like, anti-skill turn up and be like, okay, Accelerator, why are you causing explosions in the car park? It's just a me thing.
Oh, Accelerator.
What else would you do in a car park?
To be fair, a lot of shit happens in this city, and I don't know how they explain it all away.
Also,
But,
to be fair, it doesn't look like there's a lot of people parked here.
It is a nighttime. Visiting hours are indeed over.
Yes.
So, yeah, he basically, like, destroys this thing. They find that actual anti-skill take the dead body away, put it in the morgue or something. I don't goddamn know. Accelerator goes back to his room. And then the original girl that anti-skill were chasing through the hospital, or the fake anti-skill were chasing, she's like back in his room and he's like, okay, seriously, what the fuck do you want with me? She's like, I'm impressed you destroyed that coffin. How do you know what that thing is called? Might have had something to do with helping developing it. Okay, what do you mean? Okay, so I'm a necromancer. And he's like, stop right there. Please. I don't care.
I like to think he just goes, oh, this fucking town.
I think he just rolls his eyes and just gets back into bed.
Yeah.
This fucking
He's
guy.
like, aren't you going to listen to my story? Nah, I don't care.
It just feels like one of those scenarios where it's just like, of course it's a fucking necromancer. Well, that explains everything. Bedtime.
To be fair, they had introduced magic in Index, so magic is an established thing, and it's just like, yeah, so she's a necromancer. Okay, what kind of talent? What talent makes you do that? No, it's a magic thing. Oh, you don't want to tell me then? Okay, fine, be that way. So yeah,
that thing like magic is up and coming within it.
Magic's been around for fucking years. It's just like if you're talented and have like special Esper powers, you can't actually use magic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's one or the other. So.
Also, like I think only Toma knows because of the whole Index incident.
I was going to say, where does Hand of God Boy fall into this?
He technically is studying because he, in theory, is an Esper, but he's a level 0, and like the only power he has is his right hand of God.
Gotcha.
That stops actual God, which apparently is Accelerator. I don't fucking know. Anyway, so Accelerator and this Necromancer have some back and forth and been like, okay, what do you... She's basically asked him, like, will you help me stop the people making these mechs? No. Why not? Because I don't want to.
As you can see, I haven't finished my coffee yet.
My coffee and McDonald's have been here for the past 3 hours and I've not yet got to eat and drink them. Please leave me alone.
McDonald's coffee will still be hot. That shit'll burn you hours later.
Could he redirect the vectors of the coffee to warm it up?
I mean, he could, but that takes up valuable processing power.
Is he going to run out of it?
He might need to change his batteries.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So depressive.
He's like, yeah, I got about 10 minutes worth in this thing. I guess it'll be fine. It's 10 minutes of full power, but it is only 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Without
so yeah,
could he just not do math?
Yeah, so there's some weird, like, underground organization, so, like, some back and forth behind the scenes goes. There's the scientist who's actually developing the mechs, who's working for DA, but also has his own agenda. There's, like, the DA, who are basically start a war against actual anti-skill. They try and break out and go, like, their own fucking division, and it just starts a war within the police.
I am just still
anti-skill win.
Attorney. I am still thinking district attorney.
Yeah.
DA is fighting the police.
And Accelerator just basically puts up with this necromancer girl for about 8 episodes. There's a great scene where it's like
Stop foisting children upon me.
There's some special group that's been like sent out to retrieve the necromancer and also one of the Mikasa clones. They like take the Mikasa clone because they want to put one of the they want to put the original Mikasa in the mech. But they take one of the clones by mistake because, you know, it's an easy mistake to make.
To be fair,
yeah. They think they've taken, like, the level 5 one, and they've taken, like, one of the shitty, like, level 2.5 ones. Because it's like, okay, we put this level 5 in the mech and it'll go fucking mad. If you put like a level 2 in here, it goes up to at least a level 4.
I was going to say, I like the idea of that. Let's put it in the mech, you'll just go fucking ballistic. Just like...
Did they not think it was pretty easy to get hold of that?
What Mikasa? I mean, as I say, there are God knows how many clones just wandering around this town. I would like to think that halfway through the kidnapping, they picked one up and then another one passed, and it's like, wait, what the fuck is that? Which one of these Mikasas are the ones we're meant to abduct?
I'm assuming if there's enough clones in it, people will probably realise now.
Going into the general store.
Because if you like go to like the school or something, there happens to be like 3 in one class. It's like, yeah, maybe something's going on.
Oh no, none of the other Mikasas go to school. Only the railgun goes to school. None of the others actually go to class.
Well, I mean,
it's level 5. Surely
bloody Accelerator needs to fix that, otherwise his vector power is going to be awful. I'm just going to grow up and educate.
That's the thing. Like the one that gets kidnapped, he's like, well, I guess I have to go and rescue her, otherwise I lose some of my processing power.
Damn it, this involves me now.
Ah, shit.
So yeah, there's like a group of 4 that like a group of like 4 really powerful espers that do this like kidnapping. And so it's just like the necromancer girl, and she resurrects like the girl they found in the river to like fight with her. She puts a fake soul into it to assist her. And I should probably give the necromancer girl her name. Her name is Esther. Esther Rosenthal.
I hate it.
Alright.
I was on board and now I hate it.
I think that's how I pronounce this surname. Is that how I pronounce this surname? Hold on. No, that's the image one. Is this how I pronounce that surname?
It'd be Rosenthal or Rosenthal.
I don't know why I put English in the bottom. Probably because
Why did you put Rosenthal? English.
It's because I copy-pasted something else under it for some fucking reason. I don't know.
Just call it Esther, it's alright.
Yeah, so Esther and the zombie she resurrects go to fight these guys, and they are losing horrifically. And then Accelerator turns up halfway through, and it's just like, can you not do anything without me? And all the others are like, sorry, who the fuck are you? He's just like, just some guy. Just some guy who's sick of this shit.
Wasn't Accelerator well known?
Apparently. Well,
How long was he in the hospital for? Is he just like been there for like
a month?
2 months, it says.
Well, as we know from time in
a bullet to the head is not something you recover quickly from.
I know, I get that. I wouldn't have thought the current zeitgeist would have moved on that fast, but fair enough.
Is that
what happened to Accelerator? I heard he moved to Belgium.
Where we underwent some rehabilitation therapy. Anyway, so yeah, one of them like, I think I recognize him, and then like the one who's been doing all the fighting up until this point is like, I can take him, impales her through, he like fucking like just stamps on the floor and like the rocks come out and he impales her. It's just like, this man and then it's just like, oh god, no, this is like, so like the other 3 members, like after that one's incapacitated, so one of them just like flies into a fit of rage after he's basically just like shanked her opponent, and at which point he just fucking backhands her into the wall, and just, it's like, oh, you know what, I'm bored, I'm gonna just punch this one until she gives up. And then so like the other one is trying to, she also tries something, and I think he like crushes her with a giant piece of metal or something, and then he walks over to the third one who's actually realized at this point she's literally like cowering on the floor, is like, oh god, it's Accelerator, I'm going to fucking die, and he just like flicks her in the head and she just like passes out. It's like, yeah, remember who I am and don't fuck with me, and tell that to your friends if they ever come round. They just
get me a
McDonald's.
Get me a goddamn McDonald's.
I require my nuggies, please.
Anyway, I'm gonna take this Mikasa clone and leave now. So yeah, like there's the whole war with anti-skill going on. There's the one guy who's trying to make mechs because something about his dead sister that he's just trying to resurrect. I don't fucking know.
With a hammer and a blowtorch. I must make mech. I must make mech. What must I make? Next must I make.
Because it's like it takes like the soul or something out of the person that was in there, and he can implant that into a thing, and it apparently is like working towards research to put a soul back into a body or some shit. I can't remember. All I know is that his sister died and it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Also, it goes real fucking weird, and I don't know how the whole city recovered after that fact, but it did, and the Accelerator went on.
I assume there's
I'm
just a level
disappointed.
6 somewhere
Accelerator
with a
didn't
memory
get to
power.
shank a god.
Yeah, I'm assuming what the real thing that would make most sense is just there's a level 6 somewhere with memory powers. It just can't be bothered. It's like mind wipe. Fuck it. No
There's
problem.
just a One Punch Man out there.
Yeah.
Well, I've given I've given the list of like 5 of the known level 5s out there.
Yeah, I think you have.
One of which I haven't really seen her do anything, but she has mass mind control powers, and that fact alone is terrifying.
Yeah, maybe she's just doing
Oh,
all of
huh.
this.
And then I told you there's Meltdowner, which is the most unfortunate name I've ever heard.
Yeah.
My powers of fire and depression.
I legit made this comment. I was watching Accelerator and I actually said this out loud. This is the 3rd group of 4 superpowered girls that we've come across. What the fuck is going on with this series? Because there's Railgun and her group of friends. There's Meltdowner, who was when Railgun Season 2, who was basically fighting Mikasa because she was blowing up the labs, and they were basically conscripted in to just be like, look, can you guard this lab so it doesn't blow up, please? And then, as I say, there was the 4 that tried to go up against Accelerator, and Accelerator just bodied them all. It's a theme. It's really weird, watching how they do fight scenes with Accelerator, because you know he's going to win. Apart from that one time in Index 2 where there was the one guy who was like, haha, I've developed a machine that reverses my vector at the last minute, so when you reverse it, it actually slaps you.
This is convoluted.
You're reversing my reversal, ergo you hit yourself in the face. And it's
Why
just
did they bring young?
you know what,
no.
that worked. He's like, you know what, this works, this is a problem.
You brought Yami Yugi into this bloody world.
I play Monster Reborn.
I have the heart of the cards on my side.
Yugi, you must slap this trap boy.
I think you and I watched a very different Yu-Gi-Oh, John.
No, Pegasus.
The series really Yugi boy. I'm gonna
Slap
send
this
you
trap,
to the
Yugi
Shadow
boy.
Realm. Just gonna send you to the Shadow Realm, Cox gun.
Anyway, I know this has been somewhat disjointed. It's because the plot doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I get most of my enjoyment through watching Accelerator body people and him just
That's fair.
just him being being sick of everything else that's going on in his life and just wants to be left alone.
I think that's the entirety of part
Also,
3
while
of
watching
JoJo
him
for
grow
me.
a conscience. He's like,
Yeah.
why am I learning to care? I hate it. Please stop.
Such a wholesome.
Damn it, I
ending.
have feelings.
We watch as a cripple learns to
How
care.
could this happen?
Anyway, yeah, as I said, better than Index, not as good as Railgun. 8 out of 10.
Sweet.
Railgun is the de facto best series
Nice.
that they put out.
And I'm
for the
assuming no pork knuckle because I think I think you didn't give one of the others a pork knuckle, but I can't remember why.
Yeah, got a pork knuckle.
whole- Oh, Accelerator gets the most relatable pork knuckle.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
love and hate that as a sentence.
Also, Matt, you weren't there, but when we played Among Us and I started doing my evil laugh, it was almost definitely based on the one Accelerator does when he's OP as shit.
Oh no.
I have scared people with my evil laugh before. It was funny. Oh, gee, almost funny. Yeah, no, it's
One of
fine.
these days, I just want to sit you down and then be like, okay, instead of my section, we're gonna just watch something for 20 minutes and just meme over it. Just do a different take on anime and just be like, okay, here's what's happening.
This week on Fact vs. Fiction, Matt is made to watch anime.
Oh, it's gonna happen. I just don't know what I'm gonna do it with yet because I need to find something that's dumb in it. Oh no, I know exactly what I can do it with.
Oh no.
I'm gonna talk about other side.
Bobo.
No, not the man with his magic nose hairs.
Zuko.
Oh.
I only know about that because I was forced to watch it in Anime Society at uni. Someone was like, "Can we watch this?" And somehow it got voted through, probably because of the
I
memes.
watched this as parts of that as a young child, so I'm blameless.
The fact you said forced to watch it makes me feel like they got some fake nose hair and tied you to the chair.
Oh no, as I say, it used to be we used to nominate 10 shows a week and we used to vote on 5 to watch, so it was literally democracy, but it's fueled by memes because this is the Anime Society. And yet somehow we didn't watch JoJo, but we had a specific clause in play that indicates we could nominate other parts. to watch. Because normally, if something was like voted not, if we voted to not watch something, it was like normally off the table until like the next season in the uni. However, you could put part 2 forward if we didn't chose to stop watching part 1 because apparently they're so vastly different.
That's fair.
And yes, I agree if you are taking part 1 and comparing it to part 3.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah. So this has been the anime section, and I need to write that down. I'm gonna force y'all to watch the episode 1 of Akudama Drive at some point. Akudama Drive's great.
Yes.
Well, that's been.
Oh, yes.
Well.
plug time.
We have a Twitter, and there is some big old F's in our official F versus F capitalized those bad boys.
Like F for not another fucking Mikasa.
Really emphasize the F and how capitalized it is in F versus F official.
There you go.
F for forlorn. Also, yeah, me and Tom, we have stuff. In case me plugging my own Higurashi thing last week wasn't enough, I'm here to do it again. So, y'all can find me on the Twitters at GaiusNyx, that's GUIASNYX. Y'all can find me on YouTube as well, where I am still playing Higurashi, and I have recently started playing through Amori, which is a RPG Maker game that a lot of people have been praising to high hell and back, so I'm like, I'm gonna give it a go. Apparently it's depressing, because it comes with a content warning at the start of it, but apparently it's really well made.
Okay.
Is it really well made depression in game?
Yes. It's like, this is too real depression.
Oh yeah, that's the shit.
Oh, it really hits the spot.
The direct
Such a
hookup.
lack of dopamine, I love it.
Y'all can also probably find me on Twitch, where you'll probably find a 7-hour archive of me playing Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Because this
And
weekend
your
is Valentine's, and I am lonely.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I want to bang the boy in the group.
Your Twitch is the same as your YouTube, correct?
Yes.
I too have a Twitter, which is at randomjot, where you can find me making dumb jokes at 3 a.m, usually. You can also find me on YouTube on my channel, Tom H. Jordan, where I post whatever I want to. Come to the channel and find out.
That intro was distinctly Irish.
27 books, all reviewed.
26 books. And a serious decline in mental stability. That's the kind of stuff you can find on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, yes.
If you've managed to
Come
get
on
to the
down.
end of the episode, congratulations. If you feel like it, do leave us a review on iTunes. I'm genuinely interested to see what a review on iTunes would be.
I would generally like Luke, get your shit together.
Come on, Luke.
He can't write.
Give us a 5-star, but you can write whatever you want in the review.
Yeah, we've said this before. Just give us a 5 stars. You can like bitch about us all you want in the reviews.
It's like
That
he
5
can't
stars is
write.
what puts us on the page.
I just like the idea that it's just like Raggle, grabble, rabble, 4 out of 5. Oh yeah, fair enough. You know what? Okay.
I'm impressed he's gotten as far as he has with subbed anime.
Oh, God.
Wait, is Lucas sub only? No,
Yeah.
dub only. Ah, no, I hurt my head. Wait.
Speaking
Sound
of
it out.
dubs, John, do you have a fake proverb for us, or is it potentially real?
Nice try. I have a proverb for you. Yes,
Is it potentially real?
Or is it all
they're all
lie?
potentially real.
Or unreal.
Belgian
Is the
chocolate.
point. Anyway,
Whoa,
Podcast
that
was
was
made in
unreal.
Unreal.
really, that explains the glitches. Right, I
Sorry,
probably
I'm still running on the Bethesda engine.
I'm about to hear the Windows XP noise from Mike, from Matt. So I call him Mike. Anyway, the eagle may soar high, but the weasel will never fall from the sky.
Unless an eagle picks it up. That's a lie.
So, like, right,
The eagle may hurt occasionally, but
so, and I was like with his eyes, like to see. I thought, the eagle may soar high? That doesn't make
I
sense.
thought you were implying that the eagle is in mild pain.
Anyway, that's been 10 seconds. What do you think?
You know what?
You're right.
Since Matt thinks it's fake, I'm gonna go with real.
I was gonna say real.
Yeah, Matt's right again. It's fake. I made it up like half an hour ago.
Oh yeah, jazz hands.
I had to make it rhyme. I got inspiration because there's this great Reddit thread called fake, like I think it's like fake real proverbs or fake proverbs that should be real, and there's a great and it's one that's about there's one that's about it's like the eagle may soar in the sky, but a weasel is never sucked into a jet engine or something like that. And I was like, that's good. That's a bit on the nose though. I'll tweak it a little. Bye.